now I'm very happy to introduce our next session, which is going to be about the streaming explosion, a topic that's so extremely important. We just had data coming out that in the US, the streaming audiences are going to be, for the first time, bigger than the cable audiences. Alejandro Fosc, as I said, is Senior Vice President of Comscore Latin America, a leading company in digital audience measurement. Before joining Comscore, Alejandro was the founder and CEO of Certifica.com, a web analytics company that achieved major notoriety in Latin America, leading its expansion and sales growth to Comscore. Alejandro Fosc is an engineer from the Catholic University of Chile and has an MBA from the Kellogg Business School at Northwestern University. Alejandro is also very much engaged in non-for-profits, including fostering entrepreneurship in Latin America. Alejandro, very happy to have you here. Please.
Thanks, Marcos. Considering the importance of CTV and the increasing demand from clients for a third-party outlook on the growing industry, we embarked ourselves into this very challenging custom project that has both a quali stage and a quantitative stage as well. On the quali, we had 20 in-depth 1-hour interviews with experts with the objective of gaining valuable insight into areas such as the CTV context, advertisers, the advertising metrics, different formats, the different players participating in CTV, and so on. We also considered a quantitative aspect, which includes thousands of interviews per country across the region aimed at understanding the profile of a CTV user. All this should be delivered to our sponsors and clients by October. However, at this point, we have some conclusions to share. First and foremost is the context that brought CTV to its birth and initial success. CTV represents the perfect merge between traditional TV and digital. It was able to leapfrog and embezzle the TV audience thanks to its familiar characteristics, allowing the user to have an immersive experience on a relaxed setting where he can choose the best time to watch his preferred content in a big screen with excellent audio, while at the same time providing the unique characteristics of digital content consumption. CTV then integrates the benefits of traditional TV with the advantages of digital, providing on top of this an increased reach. Some additional factors that have contributed to the growth are, first, the development of a telco infrastructure for broadband services to connect to the internet. Second, the wide offer of packages to sign internet services and also subscription-based video streaming services. And third, there's a huge array and offer by the manufacturers of smart TVs, sticks, and devices to connect televisions to the internet. Some of the most obvious benefits of CTV are the ability to reach young audiences in specific segments and the ability to control the exposure to ads. This allows much more efficiency on investments, allowing advertisers to achieve their objectives, as well as increasing the reach of both traditional TV and digital content consumption. We can also take advantage of new formats such as QR codes that enable a two-way communication. Also, the metrics that we have for CTV go beyond the traditional GRP metrics and incorporate digital metrics such as CPM, viewability, and completion rate. If we add to all these the possibilities of segmentation that we see here on screen, on a first level, the specific messages can be addressed according to the IP address. On a second level, we can define audiences based on segments or clusters. And on a third level, we can click on and see the specific contents that are being consumed. Finally, it is worth mentioning that one of the key factors for new technology adoption are big, global, massive events. One of such is coming our way pretty soon. The Qatar World Cup is going to be an inflection point for CTV. We should expect a massive offering and demand for smart TVs and sticks such as Roku, Google, and others. Also, we should expect a significant increase in use and download from streaming content apps, both subscription and advertising based. So the main message here to be communicated is the possibility of CTV to have a significant incremental reach, and also the ability to reach new generations that are not currently consuming traditional TV content. And today we have two great panelists, executives, Manuel Medina Riverol, Senior Marketing Director, Hisense Mexico, and Jonathan Scarpeta, Media Director of PepsiCo Mexico Foods. Welcome, Manuel, and welcome, Jonathan. Jonathan, in view of the vast array of advertising channels in the streaming space, how do you select the best option or options for your offering?
Alejandro, it's a super good question. I think it's not an easy task from our end, because we have a lot of different options and platforms and partners and possible partners. But I think that the most important thing to consider are two specific principles, let's say. The first one is that the platform or the solution goes with the entire communication ecosystem that we develop for our brands. Okay, that's the most important thing. That comes to add value within the entire efforts that we are overseeing for each one of our brands. And the second one is about the possibilities that this solution or platform deliver in terms of tracking, optimization, let's say real-time optimization, and learning, to establish this learning agenda, because it's not, this is gonna lead us to start looking at ROI, for example, but not just ROI, but also brand building, equity, and every single detail that we want to watch out or to build for every single brand that we handle. So in this, in this perspective and in this initiative that we want to have the entire panorama covered, I think that with these specific two principles, we can select the best options in terms of platforms and solutions that deliver the added value and the ultimate goals that we want to achieve with our brands. If it's equity, if it's ROI, if it's whatever that we want to achieve regarding our objectives.
Thanks, Jonathan. Manuel.
Thank you, Alejandro. It's a really good question, actually. And today, as we all know, there are so many options out there of platforms. A lot of consumers select one show of one platform, but then the next night they go to a different show in a different platform. So it's really, really fragmented. And the more fragmented the consumers' habits are, the more complicated it is to connect with them. So I would first start with three principles. The first one is, it's an old marketing principle about reach consumers when and where most receptive. What is the objective of your brand? Do you want to generate simply brand awareness? Do you want to continue building your equity, or do you want to try to do consideration to purchase? It's very different. And the third one is, how do you connect with audiences? Today you need to stand out from the competition. Today you want to be in line with what your brand is sharing and communicating. So it's not, sometimes with all the options, it's a matter of, for sure, constant optimization, but also what fits best with your brand culture. What do you want your brand to stand for? And probably can be also as selected as one show from one platform, but then also advertising in different type of ways. For example, in my experience recently, we decided to go with a particular platform, but with a couple of properties only. And then we shift with a different platform with other couple of particular shows. Why? Because today also this fragmentation allows brands to play more and then to reach the consumers that that are interested, because demographic is no longer a decision-making variable. You need to go further. So that would be in terms of principles, and try to bring it to life to an example. That would be my 2 cents.
Thanks, Manuel. Manuel, how do you go about optimizing the reach and efficiency of your streaming media buy?
Absolutely via data. The days in which we didn't know which 50% of marketing worked are over, in my point of view. And if I were to give like a really quick guide, I would say probably the data needs to give you 4 different points. First is awareness. So today the platform know ratings are, I would say, in the past, but the data in terms of first awareness, what is the ad awareness, the ad preference, even the brand perception, because the platforms can even help you provide some either consumer questionnaires or consumer understanding on that sense. Second, engagement. How do you measure it? Website traffic, site conversions, depending on your business. The third one would be, for me, customer visits, foot traffic, e-commerce page visits. But at the end of the day, you want consumers to be where they can select you and be in the first moment of truth, where they can select your brand versus the competition. And fourth but not last is the purchase metrics, the sales lift per se. So it's really about data, how probably all of the platforms have the data, but not necessarily all of them know how to interpret them for the brand and help you optimize it. Because at the end of the day, it's a matter of test and learn, A/B testing constantly, and then optimizing it for the highest return of investment in your brand.
Very interesting. Thanks, Manuel. Jonathan.
It's interesting because it's the main feature of these platforms and this evolution in terms of streaming and connected TV. Basically, that comes with evolution, and the name of the game here is addressability, and this leads us to efficiency, and I think that's the most important thing. From the efficiency perspective, we need to be super clear and have the entire panorama of the communication ecosystem that we build for our brands super clear, because efficiency and optimization comes with the possibility to avoid duplication on efforts, on communication, on innovation pilot tests, because we know that the innovation part and the pilot tests that we can run are limited as our resources, as our time, as our budget as well for innovation and to run this kind of pilot test and to establish a good learning agenda. So with this or this said, if we can identify the specific efforts that we run across the entire or cross media, let's say, we are going to be able to optimize in real time, to buy in a programmatic way, in a more efficient way, and to deliver better results. It doesn't matter if it's upper, mid, or lower funnel. In our case, with several tests, pilots and innovation tests that we run with, a bunch of our brands, we already see specific good results on upper funnel. Okay, sometimes achieving 5-7x versus benchmark or business as usual, but we run this several times. We start establishing this as a priority for us as well, for our PepsiCo brands, and running this and establishing this learning agenda, we can achieve on our last pilot test with some important brands as Maria's, not just good results on the upper funnel, but also on purchase intent. So we are going beyond to the mid and lower funnel, achieving important results in terms of the purchase intent.
Very interesting insight. Many thanks, Jonathan.